Hello, welcome class to Module 5, Market Segmentation, Targeting, and Positioning. This is how smart companies find the right customers and win them over. What makes a market? A market is a group of individual organizations that have a need for a product and the ability and willingness to buy it. We have our consumer market, which is people buying for personal use. Examples are groceries, clothing, streaming services, and is driven by personal preference, lifestyle, and emotion. Buying behavior decisions often involve emotion, social influence, and personal identity, not just price. In a business market, like we just finished talking about in our B2 business buying behavior, these are organizations who buy to resell or use in production, raw materials, software licenses, equipments, and is driven by efficiency, return on investment, which is ROI, and procurement processes. And their buying behavior where decisions are rational and data driven. There's multiple decision makers, formal bids, and contracts. A group of people who want something but can't afford it is not a market. Both ability and willingness must exist. Desire alone is never enough. Targeting strategy. 3 ways to target our market. How does a business decide who to sell to? We have the first method, undifferentiated, one single marketing mix directed at all customers. Works best when customer needs are largely homogeneous, which means all the same across the entire market. So this is advantage of this type of market is it's simple and cost effective to execute, but a disadvantage is that it ignores meaningful customer differences. So some examples down here, you see table salt, gasoline, because everyone pretty much needs these things. There's not a certain table salt, or maybe now there is. There's Himalayan sea salt, all those types of salts. But usually gasoline, there's just gasoline. You can go to different gasoline stations, but you're purchasing gasoline. Then you have the concentrated market, which is one segment, one focused marketing mix, ideal for small firms and niche brands that want to dominate a specific slice of the market. An advantage of this, it builds deep expertise and strong loyalty. A disadvantage is the high risk if the segment shrinks or shifts. So an example they provide here is Lululemon, which is the yoga and athletic apparel for women, or Red Bull for extreme sports enthusiasts, or people who need energy, like students on the finals week, who need energy to stay awake. Then we have the differentiated market, which is multiple segments, multiple mixes, and this is best for large brands with resources to tailor unique offers to each distinct customer group. An advantage of this is a higher total sales potential across markets. A disadvantage is significantly higher cost to manage. Example is Nike. They do running shoes, basketball, and they also have lifestyle lines. So each of these are distinct campaigns, but across multiple customer groups. There are 5 conditions for effective market segmentation, and not every market can or should be segmented. Check these 5 boxes off. Heterogeneous needs. Customers must have different enough needs to warrant separate treatment. Identifiable and divisible. Segments must be clearly distinguishable from each other. Comparable and measurable. You must be able to measure and compare segments by sales, potential, cost, and profit. Profitable and worthwhile. At least one segment must justify the investment of a dedicated marketing mix. And is this market segment reachable and accessible? The company must be able to communicate with and deliver to the chosen segment. If even one condition fails, segmentation may not be the right strategy. Revisit your market analysis before committing resources. The four types of segmentation variables. How do marketers divide up a market? It starts with choosing the right variable. So we have variable number one, which is demographic. This includes your age, gender, income, and it's the most common starting point. Race, ethnicity, and household life cycle. And then data is widely available and easy to collect and compare. This one is the most likely to be used. This is how most marketers will be creating their campaigns. Then we have our geographic segmentation. The climate, city size, population density, region and neighborhood. It includes geodemographic, clustering, and micro-marketing strategies. Where they are matters. Psychographic segmentation is through personality, lifestyle, and values, who they are inside, motives or motivations, why they really buy. Do they buy it because they want to stay healthy? Do they want to save money? Or do they want to show their status in society? This one is harder to measure, but very powerful for emotional brand connection. Behavioristic is purchase behavior and usage rate. Heavy, light, or non-users. And then brand loyalty and benefits sought, what drives their choice. And focused on how and why customers buy, not just who they are. The first segment is demographic and geographic. First two segments we'll talk about is the demographic and geographic segmentation. So demographic variables include age, gender, income, race and ethnicity, household life cycle. So single versus married versus retired equal very different spending patterns. On the geographic variables, there's climate and terrain, city size and density, geodemographic segmentation, and micro-marketing. Hyper-local targeting at the neighborhood or even block level. So geographic, think about, okay, so I'm not going to sell surfboards in the snow-capped mountains of the Rockies or maybe in Montana where they're not even close to the ocean or a body of water. And right here it says a surfboard brand targets coastal warm climate zip codes with young active demographics, combining geographic and demographic variables for precision. Psychographic and behavioristic segmentation, understanding the why behind consumer choices. We see this a lot lately. There's a lot of advertisements, marketing campaigns that target consumers for what their ambitions are. Are they eco-conscious, like green, those who want to support environmental causes? What are their motives to buy? Do they want to stay healthy? Are they trying to show off, or not show off, but are they trying to show their status in society? Then they have the lifestyle, activities, interests, and opinions. And this is the broadest and most powerful psychographic tool, captures the full picture of how someone is. Behavioristic variables, benefit segmentation, divide by benefits sought. So toothpaste buyers, do they want whitening or cavity protection or sensitivity help? Usage rate, heavy users, light users, non-users. Volume of use reveals opportunity and targeting priority. Brand loyalty, switchers versus loyalists. Loyal customers are cheaper to retain. Switchers need compelling offers. And then purchase occasion, holiday buyers versus everyday buyers. Timing influences product design, promotions, and messaging. If you walk into Walmart before a holiday, you know that they're already Advertising for the upcoming holiday. Patagonia targets eco-conscious outdoor adventurers. Lifestyle isn't just their strategy, it is their entire brand identity. So, benefits segmentation conditions. Benefits must be identifiable, usable to form recognizable segments, and segments must be reachable. So here's our activity, which you can use for 2 points extra credit. And again, when you send me the email, you're going to say group discussion activity, the skull candy scenario, and read through this activity. It's about Skull Candy was founded by a snowboarder to make trendy, colorful headphones for active sports lovers. Products come in bright colors and various styles for all genders. Customers tend to be younger sports enthusiasts who care deeply about fashion and self-expression. So these are the segmentations that they segment by: demographic, geographic, psychographic, and behavioristic. Your tasks are right here on the right side, 1 through 3. You're going to answer these questions, identify the primary segmentation variable, and explain why it best fits Skull Candy's brand. So which variable is more important when Skull Candy was trying to make these colorful headphones? Then design a marketing campaign. And this could be just a really short, you don't have to go into super detail, but as long as you choose, like, how are you going to get this message across? What type of visuals are you including inside of your marketing campaign? And then what channels are you going to use to get this advertisement to your market segmentation? You do not have to share this with the class. You'll just share it with me, and it'll be worth 2 points extra credit. Developing market segment profiles. Once you identify segments, you need to understand them deeply. So this is an example of a segment profile. Young urban professionals, 25 to 35 years old, 60 to 100K annually, metro and urban areas, career focused, health conscious, brand loyal, online first shoppers. Why segment profiles matters. Why do they matter? Reveal similarities and differences. They uncover what unites customers within a segment and what separates segments from each other. They access product segment fit. They determine how well your product meets each segment's specific needs and expectations. They also align company strengths to customer groups. They show where your compatibilities and advantages are the strongest match for specific segments. They guide segment selection decisions, decide which segments to pursue and which to skip based on fit, potential, and resources. Think of a segment profile as a blueprint for your ideal customer group. The more detailed and specific the profile, the more precise and effective your targeting strategy becomes. You also have to evaluate and select your target market. You have to narrow down which segments to pursue, which requires analyzing key factors, plus one big final question. What is the market potential? What is the maximum possible sales available to all firms in the industry for a given period? So this is your research. Company sales potential. What max percentage of your the max percentage of market your firm can realistically capture? How many segments are you going to be able to capture? How many people are you going to reach? Competitive assessment. Who are your competitors? This is similar to the SWOT analysis, but now you're looking at, okay, your competitors could be your strengths or your weaknesses. Cost estimates. Needs homogeneous. Is it differentiated or undifferentiated? Long-term versus short-term. Consider future growth. Is it going to be good in the future? If we're segmenting it in a certain way, how is that going to look like 2 years from now? A final question that you should ask yourself is, does your organization have the resources to compete effectively in the segment you choose? Choosing the right segment means nothing without the capacity to serve it well. Developing sales forecasts. There's 5 methods. You can do executive judgment, which is based on the intuition of experienced executives. This is subjective, so keep that in mind. Use surveys, time series analysis using historical data and then analyzing it from, let's say, 5 years ago till now. Regression analysis, mathematical relationship between past sales and independent variables. Market tests, which is more a little expensive, but they're also slow. But market tests are usually used either on newly released, let's say, dietary medication, for drinks, for hydration, such as Gatorade. These are some of the 7 things that you want to remember through Module 5. I'll let you look through these: market segmentation, targeting, and positioning. Make sure you read over these. Make sure you understand them fully and keep them in mind when taking the quiz. And if you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to reach out to me. Okay, have a good evening, class.